going on, everybody, man? King Recon here. I've been recording videos all day since I woke up this morning, and I decided what better way to end this off. What better way to end off this recording session, man, than the greatness, the awesome sauce of Kingdom! We're going to be reading chapters 490, 491, 492, and 493 of Kingdom, man. It's going to be a quad, and let me just make sure. No, that's too bright. No, let's look for something. Oh, you see how it keeps changing, man? That's all me, baby. That's called controlling the camera. But anyways, Kingdom 490, 491, 492, 493. That is what my boy Quinn told me. Quinn told me that because originally the plan was to go to 496, but he told me 493 is a good stopping point, and I said, well, I'll shoot for 493. If 493, if I feel like continuing onward, because I'm getting a little bit hungry, man. I'm about to go get myself something to eat, but if need be, we'll stop at 493, and then I'll come back later on for 494 to 496, or to 494 to 497, I believe it is. And then 498 and 498 and 499, I've been asked to do a double to. A lot of people have asked me to do a single to both those chapters. Just let me know down in the comment section down below whether you would like to see a single to 498 and a single to 499, or a double for both of them. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But here we go. Kingdom Greatness. Kingdom Greatness 490, man. Boku, bro. He's here, man. Essay is sitting on his chair. What is this, an advertisement? What's going on? All right. Prime Minister of Gyou Boku greets your majesty. You have the Shin King's attention. Yo! Now to confront the uninvited guests they've received. Chapter 490, Discussion of Destiny. Man, shout out to Destiny 2. I know that beta's out right now. Yo, say and Boku, man. I would like to begin by thanking your majesty for this opportunity. Save the pointless preamble. Say said, screw your political garbage. Give me the facts and why you are here. For what purpose did you choose to personally make a journey all the way here to Kanyo, Boku? Getting right to the chase, man. He doesn't care, bro. He wants to hear what he's gonna go through, because you know Boku, man. He's gonna go all around the interior, and he's gonna get into it. Say said he's having none of that today. He didn't even let him finish his greetings. Even if it's the King, Boku-sama still a prime minister. This is peculiar for His Majesty to stonewall Boku, even doing away with pleasantries. Well, this is about right. Sataku-sama said so himself. The only reason we allowed Boku's audience was because it was needed for the Key King's safe passage. We have nothing to discuss with Boku. For an enemy prime minister to visit us like this is bizarre. It's bizarre? Boku's bizarre adventure? Especially considering that the Battle of Kokuyo has only just concluded. For Boku to be here despite that probably means he has nothing good to say to us. The sooner we get this over with, the better. I am perfectly aware that my presence here is hardly welcome, but it is because there is a matter that I must bring to your majesty's attention that I have journeyed here while there is still time. Something you must tell the Shin King while there's still time? Please, your majesty, before it is too late, I would ask that you abandon your dreams of unification? Boku, do you know what you're asking here? That's like going up to Luffy and asking him to stop his dream of wanting to become Pirate King. It's like going to Naruto and asking Naruto to stop his dream of becoming Hokage. Like you're asking Sei to stop his dream. I would ask that you abandon your dreams of unification. I mean, you better have a good explanation for this. Your Majesty, in truth, I sincerely respect you from the bottom of my heart. Overcoming the stigma of your birth and content to seize the Shin throne, putting your own life at risk at the Battle of Sai. The Battle of Sai, bro! God! To rally the civilians and create a miracle. And now you hold within you a burning will to rid this world of warfare by shaping the realm into a single nation. Honestly, I would have liked to serve under a king such as yourself. Boku. What you just said may cause misunderstandings, Boku. But even if I were to have been in your service, I believe I still would have attempted to warn your majesty off of unification. When a nation draws close to its hour of demise, it will surely unleash a level of strength that far exceeds all expectations in an effort to fight back. As to how great that strength would be, well, I'm certain Shin would understand best of all. considering your position during the last coalition. In other words, the only thing that would lie ahead in your future would be atrocious wars where blood will only be washed away by more blood. What comfort will your dreams of a future utopia be to those who must fall on the path towards realizing it? Whether it is the amount of blood that shall be shed or the number of lives that will be lost, without a doubt it can only be considered to be the greatest of tragedies. Your Majesty, I am also a man who desires to see this era of warfare brought to an end. And I am certain that there are others within the 5 states that share the same sentiment, in which case, instead of crossing swords with these people, would it not be wiser to extend your hand in peace instead? But working together, surely a path towards peace shall... No. There is no other path than through that of unification. Shushu Heikun. But there is. Your Majesty, I bid you to immediately send missives to the 6 other states and organize a gathering of the 6 other kings here at Kanyo. You can't just have a reverie here. A gathering with the 6 kings? An alliance, correct. An alliance between all 7 states. But if you have an alliance like that, surely there's going to be a coup d'etat. Surely someone is going to freaking betray everyone else. And then, like, this would all go against Shin anyway. You really think that, especially after, like, the coalition, these guys are all going to be together? No, it's not that simple. No, not after years of warfare can you simply have an alliance between all of these states. Eventually, it's going to crumble, and it might end off worse because you might have another coalition on your hand. You might have all of the states going at you. Like, you can't have something like that, bro. Nah, man. An alliance between all 7 states? Are you kidding me? I mean, it might last a little while, but it's not lasting for long. I'll tell you that right now. It's not lasting for long. An alliance with all 7? That could never work. Even alliances with 3 states have difficulty succeeding. To achieve something that difficult with all 7 states is just... It's absolutely... There's no need to make it needlessly complex. If our one and only goal is long-lasting peace in this world, then there is only one condition that the 7 states would need to follow. The complete forbiddance of conducting warfare against any of the other states. Were any single state to break this taboo and encroach upon the lands of another, they will immediately be set upon by the other 6 and wiped off the map. Son, I'm sweating. They're gonna call a buster call on that. Yo, he said, if you attempt to break this law of not setting foot on encroaching upon another land, on an attempt of taking it out, you're basically gonna get buster called. All 6 states will be in there to wipe it off the map. By the heavens! If all 7 kings of the realm were to stamp and their seals and agree to these terms, then warfare shall disappear from these lands without even needing a single drop of blood to be spilled. Something like that will never achieve lasting peace. Let them know why, say. Certainly it is true that were we to join hands with you, Boku, and pool all our knowledge and wisdom in order to convince the 6 other kings to put their own state's interest behind that of the greater good and form a 7-state alliance, then yes, war and conflict shall disappear from these lands. However, what guarantee is there that this alliance will still be upheld in 100 years' time when both you and I will have departed from this world? Facts! Riboku, as time passes, it is inevitable that a nation enters a period of prosperity, and if that were to ever coincide with kings or vassals of wicked intent, then you can be certain that the alliance will be broken. Do you truly intend to tell me that you believe lasting peace can be achieved through such a flawed method? So many times we've experienced failures of that manner throughout our history. We have no choice but to change things from the roots up. Does your Majesty think that by masking your plan with gilded words you can simply brush the matter off? Do you really think that the 6 states will just roll over and allow themselves to be trodden upon for the sake of you and your baseless vision? I have never had any delusions of that sort since the very beginning. No one understands more than me, that my action shall bring forth a tragedy that shall encompass the entire land, but still I choose to see it through. I have no intentions of whitewashing my actions. Hear me well, Riboku, and vassals of Zhao. Through military might, Shin shall conquer and destroy all 6 states, including Zhao, and unify the realm under a single banner. Let's go! Return and pass my words back to your king. Tell him he can deliver Zhao's total capitulation at his earliest convenience. Son! Yo, Elsei's hockey's out of this world! Sire, what the hell did you just say? If you can do it, then let's see you try. I understand. Unfortunately, I can only interpret that as a declaration of war. But mark my words, your majesty. It shall be you and Shin who live to regret those words. Bro! Next place. Come on. Wait, stop it. Go! Quite delicious. King of Ki, your majesty is too kind. Saitaku, bro. Saitaku-sama. Let him sleep. Bro, but Boku. Man. It's almost like Riboku purposefully triggered something inside of Sei for him to say something like that, so that Riboku has a reason to go against Shin again. That's the way I took it. He provoked them. He really provoked Sei. Because after that, he just immediately, after Sei said that, he immediately went back and he said, alright, if you want it that way, sure, we can do this right now. Yo, Riboku's a sly bastard. I guarantee you that's what happened. Just leave him be until the discussion at the audience hall concludes. Yes, sir. Actually, every dish is marvelous. Are the ingredients all that of Chin? Indeed, your majesty. The poultry is a breed known as the Kima, stemming from deep within the Shinta Mountains, located in Chin's northwest, while the golden fish used in the fish dish has been sourced from Ryusei River, said to possess the clearest waters in all of Chin. The vegetables were grown in the fertile lands of the Seki country of Chin. The more one chews the rice, the sweeter the flavor that comes out. I believe our rice would not lose even to that of northern chews, which says to be some of the best in the entire world. So it would truly be considered Chin's rice, Chin's meat, and Chin's vegetables, huh? Exactly so, your majesty. Then what if I were to tell you that from tomorrow onwards, all of this would be considered Zhao's rice, Zhao's meat, and Zhao's vegetables? How would that make you feel? Wait, that would be absolutely unforgivable. Phoo, is that so? As expected, it would be hard to swallow, wouldn't it? Bro, those are some weird words, man. That's the point of no return on the path towards all-out war. Then if you would excuse me... Hold it, I cannot let that statement slide. Just what exactly do you mean by Chin will be the ones to regret this? You do not comprehend, Chief of the Military, Shohei-kun? I'm saying that if Chin were to earnestly set forth on a campaign to bring all 6 states under its heel, and the very first state to perish of the 7 in these lands shall be none other than your Chin. What did you say? For Chin, an endeavor on the scale of conquering all 6 states could be thought of as a battle of endurance. In which case, strategically, you would need to swiftly crush our Zhao as one of your first steps, given how close we are located to the center. But so long as I, Riboku, still draw breath, Chin shall never be able to take down Zhao. As the clock counts down and your efforts grow more and more desperate, I shall simply lure your men deep into our lands before thoroughly eradicating them. Of course, doing so will come at a great cost to us as well. But even if it results in a one-for-one trade, I will gladly take it. Because were Chin to ever become bogged down in its war with Zhao and have its strategy sapped away, Chu will without a doubt send their forces northbound and claim everything for their own, even Kanyo. Flagnards! Yo, freaking Karin, man! And while I can tell you now that Chu and Zhao have no such agreement to that effect, it is inconceivable that Karin would let such an opportunity slip past. You know how Karin is, man. And what we are saying is that you shall fall to our blades before such a situation can occur. Shohei-kun, let him know! Shohei-kun said, what makes you think a situation like that would even happen? Before that ever happened, you guys will fall to our blades before that even takes place. Good. Oh, then who, may I ask, shall be the one to slay me? Will it be Konki, To, or perhaps even Osen? Mobu? Bro? Don't make me laugh. Are you telling me you hope to unify China with eyes as blind as yours, Chief Shohei-kun? It would seem not a single... These Shin generals that you hold such a high regard... You see, not a single one of you have even the slightest inkling of just how much of a power gap exists between their likes and I, Riboku. So allow me to take this chance to make it clear in terms even you can understand. Even if you were to unleash every single one of Chin's generals at me simultaneously, they would still not be a match for I, Riboku. If even despite that you still intend to do battle with us, then so be it. Riboku Boku's hype! He said you can send them all! Adam and he will still take them out! He wants a battle royale! He wants them all! He wants a handicap match! However, if you have learned nothing else from today, at least remember this. Gyou shall never fall. The ones to perish from this war shall be the Shin. And he's walking down. Boku, what in the flying flag does? How dare he spout such nonsense? Shin perish? What rubbish. We should just wipe them all out here at Gyou for this. You must not do so, and even when Shin conquers Gyou, as people will never allow themselves to be governed by Shin, do not allow yourselves to fall for his cheap taunts. This is nothing more than a part of psychological warfare. What do you think, my lord? The reason Boku came here, that is, he really was here to sway his majesty. You would think he would have kept that a little bit longer. It was probably just so he could see me. What sort of man, what sort of face speaks of unification? Something to that effect is probably what Boku wishes to confirm with his own eyes on this trip here. That's the impression I received. Boku-sama. It's my second time here, but it still strikes me how beautiful a capital Gyou is. If you ask me, I would say Kanton is even more beautiful. Naturally. So what exactly have we obtained from this little detour? With this, the future grows clear. Looks like it's all out warfare after all. Bro, a war? With this, there will be no regrets or hesitation. Yes. This is the first time I've seen Boku-sama make such an outburst. Did it stem from aggravation born from the future he sees, which means that we're about to enter is a brutal and savage era of warfare between Gyou and Shin with no turning back. The storm has come upon us earlier than we expected. Bananji, Shunsuiju, the moment we return you two are to each recruit an additional 20,000 men and see to their training. Once Boku returned to Gyou would open its coffers to focus on strengthening its military. And in the same manner, Shin would also begin to distribute funds from its treasury to upgrade its forces across the state. Shin taken north of Take a Village, bro. Sure was generous of them. Didn't expect HQ to send us enough money and rice to sign on another 1,000 men. They said we could place orders for whatever gear we wanted to. Really? Then I want a glaive. One of them new shiny ones. Moron, if you start swinging one of those around, you're going to get swamped by people wanting to take it off you. Yikes, that's true. Wait, weren't we looking for another 1,000 guys? There's almost 2,000 gathered here. No, you idiot. We're recruiting at Tabi and Khan, too, so we're only meant to take on 300 here today. What? We said we're only looking for 300, but almost 2,000 people came? When did we get so popular? Well, not like this is bad for us either. It'll let us pick out only the best of the best. Bihei is the already in the high Shin unit? And why the heck isn't the captain here yet? Did he get lost in the way again or something? What should we do, Nichan? I'm not confident enough to think I can make it as one of the 300 out of all these people. And after we went through all that effort coming down that mountain, too. It'll be fine, Tan. We just gotta believe in ourselves. Doesn't matter what it takes, we're gonna join these guys that we admire so much. Hey, sorry, but where is that? But is this where that recruiting thing happens? He's strong, Nichan. This guy's definitely really strong. Calm down, Tan. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's so. Finally made it then, thanks you two. Wait, if you're here to apply, then you need to line up from here. My boy! The Lord! Shin, man. Ka. Nah, I'm with these guys, so I don't need to bother with that. He's from the high Shin unit? Yo, they don't know that he's the cap, bro. They don't know he's the GOAT. Give it your best, yeah? Archer brothers. Okay. I'm going to talk to someone from the high Shin unit. Oh, looks like Shin's. Yo, that's so cool, man. How the high Shin unit is like so well known. And just him being in the high Shin unit, like, put a smile on these guys' faces. They're like, what? We have to talk to somebody from the high Shin unit, man. You know, you look at us from the beginning of the series. Look at us now. It's like, man, dude, so much has passed, bro. Like, there's so many things that they've done. That's awesome. So let's look at 10. Oh, looks like Shin's here. And Son, go ahead. We will hereby commence the selection trials for joining the high Shin unit. So they're really recruiting. Recruitment for growth. Yo, look at my girl, 10. All right. Here on the front color. Recruitment for growth. Here we see an awesome volume cover down there. That looks pretty beast. I think I saw the volume cover before. I believe Quinn showed me that. Moving forward through meeting new people, the path of a strategist, building up through battlefields, the dream of conquest, man. 10 greatness. 10 greatness. And these guys are sweating hard, man. They're sweating like the no pull-out guy out here. So look at this sweat. They're huffing and puffing. They're like, what am I going to do? Do I leave it in? Do I keep going? What do I do? Man, they don't know that they're sweating too much to even think. You in the blue shirt disqualified. And this man's vomiting. Even if you have to throw up, keep moving. The moment you stop, you're out. If you have to barf, do it while running. Listen, maggot hanging exercises aren't about your arm muscles. It's about guts. If you've got the guts, then you can even last 3 whole days. And the first ones to die in the battle are the ones without guts. Can't take it anymore. You fail. And you too, get out of my sight, you weaklings. Everyone's getting wrecked out here, man. Ooh, boy. Aren't these tests that Cardio 10 came up with just a bit too extreme? There's no way we'd make it through those. They're even saying that they wouldn't make it through. They're in the High Shin unit. Thank goodness we got it in when the High Shin unit was so small, huh? Disqualified. Now, just hold on a minute, you assholes. Bastards getting all carried away just because we're here to take your stupid tests. If it's just running around in circles, even kids can do that. Isn't the battlefield a place where it's kill or be killed? This guy's an eye patch, man. He looks like freaking like Sagat with hair from Street Fighter. About time we got a few with some pep in them. Sugen. We're testing you to see if you have the guts and stamina needed to kill others on the battlefield. Are you shitting me? There's other ways to finding out who's strong or not. Not by running, but with swords. Bring us some swords and we'll prove it to you. Fine by me, get these guys some swords then. Real blades, 10 of them. I'll use this wooden one. This man is cocky. This man said he'll use a wooden stick, and everyone else can use swords, man. He's pulling a Gintoki out here, man. All 10 of you can come at me. Anyone who can injure me instantly passes, no questions asked. Yo, that's a beast line. Anyone who can injure me, not kill me, injure me, passes, no questions asked. He has a freaking wooden stick. That cocky little. Yo, he's just dodging all of me. He's floating all of me. He's not his Gintoki stuff. I yield. Yo, he pulled them all easily, bro. Aren't you glad that this isn't a battlefield? I'm pretty sure that was overkill. That's one of the High Shin unit's officers for you. Seriously glad we got it ages ago. For real. But he's still... I've heard of you, Sugen. Even within the High Shin unit, you're meant to be one of the top swordsmen. What of it? Just answer me one thing. Is Shin the captain even stronger than you? Yo, what a question. Even if there were 100 of me, and all of them attacked him at the same time, we still wouldn't beat him! That's how strong our boss is! He put some respect on his name! Yo, I gotta read that again, bro. Hold on, man. I'm sweating, bro. I'm sweating, son. Even if there were 100 of me and all of them attacked him at the same time, we still wouldn't beat him. That's how strong our boss is, bro. 100? Someone as strong as him? Look at them, bro. They're shook. Their mouths are open. They don't know what to do. Yo, dude, that was a sick line. 100. And we still wouldn't. That's how strong our boss is. Shin greatness, baby. Well, how about it? Doesn't hearing that just make you want to join the High Shin unit even more? Now, of course we want to join. If that's the case, then just sit there flapping your gums. Get your ass back in the queue and challenge the test again. If you seriously want to join us on the battlefield, you have to pass today's test even if it kills you. You hear me? Yes, sir. Yo, the hype they put on Shin's name, though, man. Yeah, we can do this. Looks like those guys are all rearing to go. You know, these tests are way too harsh, though. Even back in the day, the Gyou army, we didn't hold anything like this. If we're serious about evolving the High Shin unit, then first we have to start with the physical aspect of all our soldiers, since that's basically the foundation. If it's close quarter combat, then I can also say that the High Shin unit could be ranked quite high. But when faced with Keisha's elite cavalry back at Kokyo, we still find ourselves tore apart. Whether it is our cavalry or our infantry, it is clear that our men are lacking on an individual basis. So before we even start worrying about tactics or strategy, we need to solve this first. That is true. Otherwise, we won't stand a chance against the powerful enemies to come. But with these tests, the only thing we're going to be left with are dumb stamina freaks. Yeah, I know, which is why I'm planning on scouting for people with special abilities amongst those that don't manage to qualify. What do you mean special abilities? Anything which can be of use in battle, even if they're lacking physically. Having people with special skills unique to them are valuable too. For example, someone who can see twice as far as a normal person, or someone who can walk on water. Oh wait, does that even exist? Except finding someone like that is extremely rare, which is why our first priority is to focus on recruiting people who can fight well. Oh, what's with this sorry-looking lot? Probably the ones who didn't make it. They really are depressed, huh? What happened? They're shook. Oh, aren't you the Archer brothers? So you guys got disqualified? Sir Captain. Nichan, we got to meet the High Shin unit captain again. I can't believe our luck. I know we still failed the test though. That would be me. That would be me, man. Just knowing the kind of person I am, man. I'd be like, I may have failed this thing, but I'm happy as hell that I got to meet these people, and then of course I would try again and try my hardest to get back up in there. I love it, man. Like, these guys like the Bartolomeos of this verse. And that's a real shame. I had a good feeling about you guys too. Yes, sir. We were confident in our archery, but we got disqualified before we could even show it off. We regret naively thinking that we would be able to make it by virtue of our archery skills alone. Sorry. Archery, huh? Come to think of it, didn't you say you wanted archers 10? I told you already that's not going to work. First we need to gather up the ones with good fundamentals. I'm talking about that special skills thing. Oh, that's cardio 10, the strategist! More, that's 10, son! 10, son. Yeah, I love these guys, man. She's really cute. Well, if we're going to enlist them on those grounds, then they'll need to at least do something like be able to accurately hit a target twice as far as everyone else to make up for their other aspects on which they're lacking. Targets? Oh, you mean those? Yeah, twice as far as those guys doing it now. Are you two up to the task? Oh, those targets over there? Easily done. No, you idiot! What are you? Not from here! Stop! There's people in the... So... Whoa! Right between their necks! Bullseye! Forget human. This dude's a Quincy! This dude's a Quincy! He has to be a Quincy, bro. Did you see the accuracy in the arrow? I don't have that type of accuracy in Legend of Zelda. In Breath of the Wild, man. My bow and arrow is game is 10. No pun intended. But this guy right here, he has a level 99. He's a Quincy. Did you see? It went through all those guys' necks, hitting their neck hairs. Kinda shook. See? Ha! Yo, why did you shoot it from... Wait, no. Wasn't that like 10 times the distance? Wait a second. That's just saying you were aiming for it, weren't you? You aimed your arrow to fly between those people running there and yet still hit the target, right? Well, yeah, if I didn't, someone would get hurt really bad, right? They gotta join the squad, bro! They gotta join! You gotta be kidding me. Could you do that one more time? Yo, again, the bullseye! These people are Quincy's! Let me have a try, too. Jeez, Tan, say something before you shoot. What the hell's wrong with these two brothers? Tan, are veteran archers meant to be able to... There's no way they're capable of this. Just a distance alone is already outrageous. Where exactly did you two learn those skills from? The mountains. We're hunters. It's how we make our living. That's not what I mean! Who was the one that taught you archery? That'd be Pops, then. Your old man? Then can we find your dad right now? He's dead. He died in a war. He joined some army led by some crazy general called Gyou! Got given a reckless order to charge and died right away. And then they are sprinting under Gyou? Yes, sir, yo, Gyou, man. That's the GOAT right there, man. Hey, I used to be a part of Gyou army too. What was your old man's name? Sogen. Can't say I remember any grunts by that name. Well, not surprising. There were like 10,000 men in Gyou's army after all. Sogen. Wait a minute, Sogen. The Sogen who created that special cavalry archer division? So you did know him, Gato? Yeah, I do. I'm more surprised you guys didn't know about him. Don't know about him. Well, it's true that he died pretty early on, so he didn't make a name for himself. But still, Sogen is. He was a master archer counted as one of the 10 bows, and the only one out of them who hailed from Shin. And now we've run into two guys who inherited his techniques, and they want to join the Shin unit? It's just me, or does it look like we might make it in after all? I really think so, Nichan? Yo, these guys... Garo's over here hyping them the flip up, man. Now, these guys are children of Sogen, one of the 10 bows. Over here, like one of like the Espada of people who are archers. He's up there. He's world ranked, and he's the only one from Shin. And yet they're just worried about actually making it into the Shin unit, man. Like, if that doesn't tell you how awesome sauce the Shin unit is, man, I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know what it does. Yeah, these chapters have been awesome, man. Chapter 493, a fresh start. Tan, yep. Up, and down. From what I've heard, the whole 10 bows thing was started during the reign of King Bode of Zhao. He sent out a call throughout the land, gathering all those who were confident in their archery, and the top 10 who emerged from the competition came to be called the 10 bows. Kinrei, the man who was crowned champion, was said to be able to hit a target 8 out of 10 times from 500 paces away. Should be around here, Nichan. Oh, that's right. Around this distance. Barely visible, the proof of being one of the 10 bows of China. Good God! This person is a Quincy! There goes the arrow. Bihei's over here like me, man. I'm struggling to look, man. Yeah, ton. Yep. Living in the mountains, the two of us have always competed with each other to see who could target first. When our father was able to hit the target 8 out of 10 times the distance as well. That's amazing. Doesn't that mean he was equal to the best of the 10 bows? It seems there's someone in Wei who is capable of landing 9 out of 10 shots, though. The man known as Bashuri. That's a beast name. Bashuri. So it appears that this guy's gonna be in. This guy has to be in this somewhere like in the near future. They're gonna run into this guy. If not, then they wouldn't introduce him. Bashuri. Who is that? He's the strongest archer in all of Wei, known by the name of Godbow. Yo, that's a beast name, bro. Godbow. Godbow. It said the number of commanders that have fallen to his arrows exceeds 100. And while he was retired from the front lines now, he's still considered to be one of the top 3 within the 10 bows. And what about the other 2? Senshubi of Yan and Seikaun of Zhao. Yo, these guys are beasts, man. They're getting hyped up. At any rate, our father wanted to challenge Bashuri of Wei, so he left the 2 of us in the mountains and head out to the battlefield. Jin, Tan, I'm heading off. What? But what about our food? And you have your bows, don't you? Sounds like he was a pretty shitty dad. And so he went to the battlefield, was unlucky, and got drafted into Dukyo's army, then kicked the bucket straight away. That's what I was told. Wait, just because if Sogen-sama died without accomplishing anything, and that is not true. Gakurai! If it's about Sogen-sama, old man Gakurai knows more than me. Certainly, Sogen-sama was not with us for long, but in the short period he was with us, his arrows saved many of our allies and slew many of the enemy officers, guiding us to victory. Yo, his crowning moment was his duel against Duke Haku of Wei, a man who was considered one of the 10 bows. With fierce fighting on all sides, the 2 launched arrow after arrow at each other, and with Sogen-sama's 6th arrow, he pierced the right eye of Duke Haku. Through that one shot, Sogen-sama was unequivocally recognized as one of the 10 bows by both friends and foe alike. Following that, Sogen-sama was personally picked out by Dukyo to form a special detachment. A roaming force was comprised solely of mounted archers. Do as you like. Yo, bro. Their power was overwhelming at that time. Just hearing the name of the Azure Bows was enough to make our enemies tremble in fear. But on one sortie to rescue some allies who had been cornered, the Azure Bows were ambushed by a large number of enemies and were hideously defeated. And it was there that Sogen-sama fell as well. You have my apologies, for I was one of the men saved by Sogen-sama's actions on that day. Therefore you could say I was greatly involved in your father's death. Oh no, please raise your head. Just hearing that our father was of use makes me happy. You know, sometimes that's all we want to hear, man. Especially if we didn't know much of like our parents, man. We just want to hear of how awesome they were and like how they were, man. Like that's a heartwarming line right there, man. Just hearing that our father was of use makes me happy. That's an awesome line. Pops was a clumsy guy, so he officially died after getting trampled by a horse or something like that. Yeah, folks saying "oh no" or something. These guys are trolls. Seriously, there's nothing for you to feel bad about. If anything, hearing your story made me happy. So that's what happened. Makes you want to go on the battlefield more than ever, right, Tan? You got it, Ni-chan. So why'd you guys want to join the Haishin Union anyway? Whenever we would visit the town, we'd often catch wind of some gossip. About us? What sort of things? About how regardless of anything, the Haishin Union and its captain were straight like an arrow in flight. There's no doubt about that. Oh, and there was talk about how cute Kyokai and Kario 10 were as well. Facts and bars. You don't need to bring that up right now, Tan, you idiot. Also, I told you it's Ten-san and Kyokai-san. I know that we got kicked out of the endurance test really early on, but I swear on our bows that we will fight for you to the utmost of our abilities. So please let us join the Haishin Union. Well, Kario 10, you'll need to work on building up stamina before heading out to the battlefield, alright? Yep. Huh? We did it! We got in, Tan! We did it! Yo, can you imagine being like a fanboy or a tard of something, and then you actually get to become a part of it, man? That's awesome sauce. They're not gonna say it was a lie later. That'd be mild. But I would ask myself the same thing. They're not just gonna be pulling my leg, aren't they? That was easy. You found 2 right off the bat for your special skills thing. It's not easy at all. You can see it too, can't you, Shin? That target. Yeah. Holy flagnards. Looks like we really found some insane new guys this time. Thank you so much. Did someone make the cut already? You kidding me, alright? Aren't those the dropouts? Don't get distracted, you'll fail. Running out of breath looks like you've hit your limit, huh? Shut up, it's because you broke my nose earlier, that's why. Kanto. Why did you choose to join the Aishin unit? It's not like you're gonna make it, so I might as well ask you now. Screw you, can you just piss off? Why us, Kanto? A captain that crawled his way up from his position as a servant. How most of the guys who would serve under him come from peasant backgrounds. When you hear all the stories of what they've done, who wouldn't look up to it and admire something like that, man? The someone who made it from nothing into something continues to persevere, bro. Like, he's right, man. You want to cheer him on, man. You want to join him. You want to join his cause, bro. I feel it. Just you watch him definitely making it in. Do your best then. You're gonna make it in even if it kills. We're gonna make it in even if it kills us, Kanto. Can you guys just drop out already? Kariotsen would have been happy to have even 200 men left by the end of her grueling gauntlet, but in reality, a shocking 350 had managed to pass all her tests. What do we do, 10? We're only meant to pick up 300, you know? And I guess we'll just have to have all 350 qualify. We can balance it out with the others. Yeah, there, fellas! Yeah! Yo, my girl! Elsewhere! A different testing ground undertaking the exact same trials, but overseen by Kyokai, had ended the day with 400 men that passed. What's going on with these guys? Sparkle and Rai. It's definitely because they've all got their eyes on Kyokai. Yo, that would be me, bro. And if I'm keeping it 1,000 with you guys, this would be me right here, man. Listen to this. What's going on with these guys? It's because they've all got their eyes on Kyokai. And I looked over and he says, oh, our eyes just messed. Kyokai-sama. Kyokai-sama. Even if it kills me, I'm going to go to war alongside Kyokai-sama. I'd be one of these guys right here, man. I really would. Holy flag Darth. Kyokai greatness, man. On the final testing ground, Sasui had exactly filled the quota of 400 men he was given. Altogether, it added up to 1,150, meaning they had 150 too many. Why are there still so many? They all kind of tried really, really hard. Lacking any other options, they were forced to hold another test to cut down the numbers to the required 1,000. Sorry about this. Are you serious? And this time with weights? Screw it all, I'm staying even if it kills me. No, man, just, you gotta respect them, bro. How much they're willing to do just to get on the Haishin unit, man. To join them, bro. And you know what's pushing them, you know? Some, you know, like, they want to be with the Kyokai greatness, but some of them really, really want to be with and follow Shin, man. A guy that came from nothing and became something and continues to want to pursue his dream, man. That's beautiful. Looked out, huh, Nissan? Right, idiot, now you should feel bad. And so, at long last, out of all who applied, 1,000 men of formidable physical ability were the chosen few that remained. And it was these men who would now be officially inducted into the Haishin unit to become a part of their new strength. Yo, we have 1,000 new people. The fact that you are standing here now means that you have endured those grueling tests, which is no small task. Every single one of you is incredible. You can take it from me. Captain Shin, his voice, we can hear it. Captain Shin praised us. But the real hell starts here. From today until the day we set out for battle, we're going to be training and drilling you so hard you'll be throwing up blood. What? Honestly, it's going to be so bad that the entrance trials are going to look like children's games. So like Yu-Gi-Oh, bro? So like Yu-Gi-Oh? In a comparison. Nichan, we might be done for. Idiot, don't whine before it even starts. But the fact that you have come this far means I'm sure you'll pull through. And before I even know it, you all have become splendid soldiers. Because we are the Haishin. Look at this freaking battle! Because we are the Haishin unit. The same Haishin unit that has always kept running non-stop with glory in our sights. And every single one of you here is now one of us, man. Shit, bro! Goat! Oh, it puts tears in their eyes, man. So if you understand what I'm saying, let's get into it with a bang! Oh! Heck yeah, man. Yo, I'm gonna get something to eat. I'll be back. I'm gonna shower, get all the sweat off me from what I just read in this chapter. Man, I'm gonna try to come back and read to 496, 497, man. And so I'll be right back. Hopefully. If not, then you'll see only a quad. But I'm gonna try to come back, man. I really want to keep reading, bro. Every time I read Kingdom, man, I love it so much, man. I'll be right back, man. I'm hungry, dude. I need to get some food in my system, but. Gosh, man, it's an awesome couple chapters, but with the Boku and Stays. I'll be back. Right, man, we are back. But before I continue on with the video, man, R.I.P. Chester Bennington, man. I'm still like in daze over the fact that you know, that entire news, man, because you know Linkin Park for for our generation. You know, how it was what a lot of us were raised with, man, and myself included. It was a big part of my middle school, high school life. You know, listening to the songs all the time. Well, I played Call of Duty on the way home from school. You know, their music really helped me get through a lot of things, man. They were one band that, like, I felt that never really let me down. And, you know, the voice of that, of course, was Chester, and it sucks, man. It sucks. So if you're also a fan of Linkin Park whenever you were younger, you know what we're going through, man. It's because usually when it comes to a lot of these celebrity deaths, man, there's a couple that, like, you'll see and you'll be like, you know, R.I.P. But you don't really feel a connection to them because, you know, they're just, you never really talk to them. When it comes to music, it's a lot more different, man. When it comes to a person that really, really influenced you and you listen to all the time and you just hear that voice, man, you can hear the song, you can hear it in Numb in the end and that kind of stuff, and it hits, man. So, and I really wish the best for the entire family, and we'll see what happens with Chester, man, with his family. You know, my condolences definitely to the family, and man, it just sucks. But on a brighter note, I can't believe somebody put this, man. So I got on here to look at, like, some of the comments, right? And the second latest comment on my One Piece video was a guy called the No Pullout Guy, and he has the face, man. Hold on, I gotta pull this up, bro. I gotta pull this. Yo, look at this, man. Well, it's backwards too, guys, but look, it's the No Pullout Guy, and you see the face right there, man. Yo, I was like, whoever created that is a legend, man. But without further ado, man, let's read some more Kingdom, bro. You know, where we left off earlier was on some great stuff, and I don't wanna stop, man. All right, somewhere inside Kanyo, Chancellor, what brings you here? Unofficial business. Keep this between us. Have the guards inside come out as well. I shall be discussing a few matters with him. Wait. What the heck? Surrounded by darkness and knowledge, the true identity of this man is... Clang, clang. Seitaku-sama, Seitaku-sama. Oh, this is a flashback. A funeral on the scale of a national funeral. If you take into account all his accomplishments, I suppose it is natural. All 6 states have even sent messages expressing their condolences. Not only that, the preparations for the alliance with Yan, who we had lent Saitaku-sama to for many years, seems to have been wrapped up as well. To have effected such a parting gift even at the end, though he may have once opposed us as one of the 4 pillars, he has proven himself to be a commendable patriot. No, the greater gift would still be the meeting he facilitated with the King of Ki, I would say. Saitaku-sama knew his death was approaching, so before his time ran out, he did everything he could to make the meeting between the 2 kings possible. And then, we will use law to govern the people. That was such a beast line, man. What is it, Shonbun-kun? Master Shi, you may be a distasteful fellow, but as a bureaucrat, you have more experience and talent than me. Was that distasteful necessary? So I would like your honest opinion, Master Shi. As far as legalism is concerned, would you be considered to be the foremost expert in all of Qin? You would be correct. It is what I would like to say, but that's not the case. So it really is that man, huh? Indeed. He is not called the Keeper of Legalism for nothing. Keeper of Legalism? Rishi. It is he who is considered to be a monstrosity when it comes to law and all that it entails. Rishi. Oh, this is the guy that he's coming to me here in the prison. What do you want? I feel the prison like this is hardly a place that benefits a chancellor. Saitaku-sama has passed away. So I've heard. If that's all you came for, then you can leave now. I have more to do than you would think. Rishi, what are you doing? When my position as one of the pillars is now a thing of the past, I've returned to being a simple legalist. And what is there for a legalist to do but to read and study works of law, and then think and draw up drafts of new laws? And you believe there will come a day where you will be able to pass these laws? It doesn't have to be me. Even if you and I die, the law will continue to live on and continue to evolve. For that is what the law is. So factual. So factual. You know, we have our leaders and the people who govern this country, they continue to die, but the law of the country continues to, even though, you know, it evolves, and like he said, it continues to evolve, you know, with the times and whatnot, but you always have the law that governs everything. So that is true. That is extremely true. In his last moments, Satako-sama presented to me one last problem to be solved. I believe Satako-sama foresaw that the discussion would move in that direction from the beginning, which is why instead of choosing Shohei-kun, he had me stay as the audience to the discussion. What are you talking about? I'm talking about law! After Shin defeats all 6 states, we will create a new system of government that will be overseen entirely by law. A government based on law? That will rule over the whole land? Satako-sama said that, did he? No, His Majesty did. His Majesty, the goose! Yo, that was such a beast line, man. And while I am aware that the things His Majesty spoke of are an incredible answer, but still, for something like laws to be able to govern these lands, no matter how hard I rack my brain, I cannot envision such a thing being possible. And yet, that's the kind of world we live in right now, man. I'm not surprised the government based on law that will rule over this entire land, which you speak of is something that touches upon the true essence of legalism. It is not something that the likes of you would be able to see or comprehend. Does that mean that you can see it? A world where law governs all? Indeed I can, albeit only vaguely. Then tell me now what you can see. Even if it's only a vague impression, tell me what sort of law it would be. I have no obligation to indulge you. Certainly you don't, but still I ask you. Did you not say just then that you are now a simple legalist? Assuming you were able to truly unify these lands under one banner, then create a set of laws under the simple assumption that the only thing that has changed is the number of people you rule, then it shall end in disaster. Do you know why? Because the new citizens of our nation were only recently enemies that we had fought with. Wrong. It is because the cultures are different. The cultures? Each of the 6 states possess different written characters, scales, and measurements, different currencies, as well as values and schools of thought. Exactly. Schools of thought. The Confucianists of the Central Plains are especially troublesome. For in those provinces, Confucianism is more prevalent than legalism. In other words, if we truly intend to create a government that is based on law, then what shall erupt will be a separate war in of itself. Legalism versus Confucianism. Legalists versus Confucianists. Well, even if you do take care of that, there will be other problems. Confucianism is only one out of many hurdles in your path. At any rate, for the entire land to be governed under a single set of laws would require the people of the 6 states with all their cultural differences to be unified into a single identity. And now allow me to pose you a question, Shonbun-kun. Just what are laws, anyway? Answer me, Shonbun-kun. Laws are to regulate people by the use of punishment. Ridiculous! Punishment is nothing more than the method, and not the true essence of law. Then just what is law, then? Rishi. The law is a wish. A way to guide both a nation and its people towards the ideal state that one envisions. After unification, just what do you hope to happen to all the people living in these lands? How do you wish them to live their lives? What direction do you wish them to take? Ponder the answer to those questions well. If you can do that, then you will naturally begin to see the laws that you desire. That's true. That's so true. Excuse me. So this is Rishi, the keeper of legalism. Of course, that is only the first step out of all the problems you will face. It all begins with that. So that really was his intention. Do not do this half-heartedly. Foolish laws will only lead to misfortune for your citizens. The reason why Satako-sama made me the one to stay behind during that meeting was so that I would come to this realization of my own accord. Rishi! For the sake of the world to come after unification, we need the abilities of this man. I beg you, lend us your strength. And that's the end of the chapter, man. Dude, yo, this Rishi guy, man. By the heavens. He actually came. Former member of the 4 Pillars of Ryo Rishi. At your majesty's service. The keeper of legalism returns to the stage. Chapter 495, Appropriate Resolve. What is the meaning of this, Chancellor on the left? Shonbun-kun. Quiet down. This may have started off as me acting independently, but now I have received His Majesty's permission. But Rishi was Rufui's greatest supporter. Only the heavens know how much work he did behind the scenes. Just how so he was deep into Rufui's squad then. Just how many good men and resources have we lost due to his activities? Even if we forgave the other 3 pillars, to ask us to do the same for him is out of the question. I am of the same opinion. Then return to your cell already. That is out of the question. When I heard of your plans for unification, specifically concerning the system of law you will require after, I believe that such an undertaking is far beyond the abilities of any of you here. Even in the whole world, I would say the only two men capable of something of this magnitude would be Kanpishi or myself. Kanpishi? You in the Flying Flag Nerds? Kanpishi. I am well aware of how you all must feel, but the laws that will come after unification will embody the very reason we set out to unify the lands. They are the one method to prove ourselves to the people. And compared to such an important issue, what do a few slights of the past matter? All of us may have once fought each other as political rivals, but know that the time is already long past. If we as Shin do not truly stand united as one to face the world, then the unification of all 7 states will forever remain a dream. Yes, sire, a wise decision. Rishi Dono's skills as a minister are by no means inadequate either. I am certain we will have need of his skills in the years to come. Chancellor of the Right, Kyoku Dono. Shohei-kun. Yo, man. Every time somebody gets in the room with Shohei-kun, man, they're like, they get uneasy, man. Shohei-kun greatness. Shomon-kun, you have done well. For us to raise the issue of recruiting Rishi would have aroused suspicion given our shared background in Rifui's faction, so our hands were tied. It was all Saitaku-sama's guidance. I know. Enough about myself. More importantly, going by the chief of military's expression, it would seem he is struggling with quite a difficult problem for once. Doesn't he always look like that? Your Majesty. I would request that the others vacate the hall. That's how you know you're about to hear something crazy. When you ask somebody to vacate the entire vicinity, when you ask them to spread, man, so that only you and the select others can hear this, there's something I wish to discuss with you in private. This is certainly rare. Well, this is the first time you've asked for this. What is it that troubles you, Shohei-kun? What is this issue that cannot be shared with others? Next year, we shall launch a large-scale offensive against Gyou? I am aware of that, yes. Using Kokuyo as a staging point, we'll begin our campaign on Gyou's western regions. As you say, sire. However, with Boku at the helm of western Gyou's defenses, I cannot see even the slightest hint of a way to conquer those lands. What do you mean, Shohei-kun? Was Kokuyo not supposed to be the key that would allow this campaign to be possible? Of course Kokuyo will play a key role, but right now, Boku has suddenly ordered the construction of several forts and castles over a wide stretch of western Gyou. Castles? Empty areas that originally posed no threat have now become rife with new enemy outposts. Even now, western Gyou's defense lines are growing more and more complex by the day. And while the construction work has begun with the areas closest to us, they have also already started laying the groundwork for the inner zones. That is to say, Boku is planning to not only engage us defensively at the outer perimeter, but is also setting up several more defense lines to fall back to later. And though we predict that these hastily erected lines could not be considered very strong on an individual basis, it does not change the fact that our Shin army will have to continuously force their way through them one after another. The campaign for Western Gyou is sure to drag out into a long-term war. Long-term? How many years? 10! Jeez! A 10-year-long war? By the gods! Yes, sir, I would hardly be conducted to fulfilling our deadline of conquering all 6 states within 15 years. I would guess Boku has realized that Shin's stamina resources will not last long enough for us to unify the states unless we can swiftly conquer Gyou. Hence, he has decided to drag out the battle for Western Gyou as long as possible. Sire, considering our opponent is Boku, even if we were able to take West Gyou in the generous estimate of 10 years, the royal capital Kanton itself would take a few more years. Regretfully, I've concluded if we were to adopt an orthodox approach, even conquering Gyou within 15 years would be an uncertainty, much less total unification. You said orthodox, did you not? Then do you mean that there is an orthodox method we would take? Maybe that's why that he cannot discuss these matters with anybody else. Shohei-kun, yes, sir. Although to do this would come at a great cost of life. There is only one other play available to us, bizarre as it may be. A bizarre plan that comes at a great cost? And what exactly does it entail, Shohei-kun? Sire, I should provide a brief explanation, so please listen carefully. First, Gyou's royal capital of Kanton. Kanton is protected to the west by the Taiko mountain range, a natural shield, you could say. Well, to the south lies Gyou, Gyou's second largest city, which guards the shores of the Yellow River. You truly could say that Kanton is surrounded by a wall of iron. Of course, I'm aware of that. Currently, Boku is focusing his efforts into fortifying the western reaches beyond the mountains. He sees the mountains as his final line of defense and wishes to prevent enemies from drawing near. However, the fact that he is concentrating his efforts on one area can also be interpreted to mean his attention is preoccupied by only that one thing. So we will use the western campaign as a feint and move up to the south, then immediately attack and capture the city of Gyou located at Kantan's throat. Gyou, you say? Did you just say we'll strike Gyou? Gyou and Kantan lie but a short distance away from each other. I am fully aware to ignore all previous strategy to strike only at Gyou sounds like a foolish ramblings of a child, but the fact is, anything other than an unconventional approach like this will never give us a chance to outsmart Riboku. But something like that is, Your Majesty, if we're able to capture Gyou, then within 3 years, we'll be able to take Kantan and destroy Zhao! 3 years compared to 10! Of course, sire, it is not wrong either to suddenly leap deep into Zhao's bosom and target Gyou of all things is an act far removed from common sense. To consider a strategy would be laughable in of itself. Even assuming we were able to successfully make our way to Gyou, we are guaranteed to come under attack by the numerous formidable royal capital defense units that crowd the region. To say that sieging and capturing Kantan in such an environment would be difficult is an understatement. I fear that, look at Haunted Mountain! To adopt such an attack would result in an incomparable level of casualties, and if this were to end in defeat, Shin and the High Shin unit, then we should be prepared for the possibility of our forces being completely wiped out to the last man. Wow. They have to take the biggest risk possible in order to do this. Holy sweet baby Jesus. But even so, this is required for the conquest of the 6 states. As chief of the military, I believe that this attack is a necessary step for the sake of unification. Please, Your Majesty, I ask that you gather the appropriate resolve and give the order to begin preparations for an attack on Gyou. Holy flying cars, bro! No, okay, let's go. 10th year of reign. And we emerged triumphant in the Battle of Kogyo. The state of Qin turned its attention towards domestic affairs. Some say that this was the year that Qin would take its first step forward following the shocking events of Rouai's rebellion. Man, Rouai's rebellion was GOAT. With Rufu's involvement in the Rouai rebellion exposed, he was stripped of his rank, while the Queen Mother, who had been confined in the city of Gyou, returned to Kanyo's Kansen Palace. She's back? Inside the royal court, a number of nobles too incompetent to achieve positions of prestige banded together. Jealous and coveting the positions of high-ranking officials of foreign roots, they devised an edict to expel all foreigners and immigrants from Qin. Both Arai and Rufu from other states. That's why they cause so much trouble. A nation should be governed by its natural kings and nobles. These freaking guys. Are a lot of you incomplete imbeciles? With a single roar from Rishi, both them and their edict vanished from the stage. Is the powerful Qin of today not a result of meritocracy, regardless of one's origins? Snow. Yo, man, Ko. The season turned to winter and days of peace continued. Sorry, Ko-chan, you okay? I'm fine. Just got something in my eye. And then the curtains would finally rise in the turbulent 11th year of Sei's reign, bro. Yo, I'm getting a little shook here, bro. The curtains would finally rise in the turbulent 11th year. The turbulent. Concentrated inside this one small building, all of Qin's wildest ambitions come together. These guys are shook. Yo, Shohei-kun looks a little bit older. Got a little beard going on here. Damn it, we're not getting anywhere. Doesn't matter how many times we try, we keep getting destroyed by Kantan's defense units before we can make it past Gyou's walls. Are you alright, Shunbun-kun? I'm fine. We brought back Moki, who has seen prodigious growth in the last few years. To prevent any information from leaking, only the 4 of us have been tackling the problem of how to take down Gyou. We can't find even the slightest spark of a successful method. Back during the coalition war, we were just barely able to come up with a workable plan. Compared to back then, we have plenty of time to dedicate to this task, but even with a year of brainstorming, our efforts have borne no fruit. Perhaps attacking Gyou really is too reckless of a plan after all. Shohei-kun, I understand that the 4 of you are tackling a highly difficult problem, but so long as you do not have a working plan of attack to show me, I cannot and will not give the order for an invasion of Gyou. I understand, sire. Moki, if you had to pick one, what would be the biggest issue we need to deal with? Supply and logistics. To set up a supply chain that stretches as far from the front lines as Gyou would take us a substantial amount of time. Due to that, the Zhao army is sure to realize fairly early on that we're aiming for Gyou and send other defense armies only shortly after. Then let's start with the assumption that there won't be a supply chain. But that's far too dangerous, sir. We need to examine just how dangerous this may be. Sensei, we're searching for a path that no one can see. There is sure to be an entrance somewhere that will lead us to the answer we seek. Yo, man, Shoei-kun looks older, bro. He looks like he's been under a lot of stress, man. He really, really does. I told you not to leave any gaps. Now you've gotten split up. You're too far out, moron. You need to move. We need to move as a squad. Move too far out, and you'll get ganged up on your own. Yo, Shin and Ted. There's still no news from Shohei-kun. That's the old tortoise formation, you idiots. Back during the end of the year, he sent us a message telling us to pick up the pace on the training of our new troops. So I figured he was going to send the Haishin to the front lines as soon as the new year came. But there's been no word at all since then. No, not like that. Watch me. Aim carefully. Then pull back and go like whoosh. Oh my gosh, bro. A bullseye every time. I mean, look, man, I wasn't the most accurate sniper in Modern Warfare 2, man. But hell, dude, my intervention skills were on point, man. But I'd be scared if I had to face somebody like this, bro. I mean, aiming just, you know, is this the type of individual to do those like 360 no scopes off the top of Rust? You know, throwing knife into like a silenced, what are those called again? Trick shots, but I forgot what like the actual, whenever you do the formation of doing the no scope and then whatever, Modern Warfare 2, you know, throwing knives, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. See, nope, we didn't get it. We didn't get it at all. You're damn awful at teaching, aren't you? Cardio 10, the archers aren't getting anywhere. If we don't move east from Kokyo soon, Zhao's defenses are only going to get even stronger. None of our other big armies seem to be making any moves either. What exactly is Sensei up to? Oh, hey, Tan, switch out with your bro and teach him. Sure! First you need to pull back, then let it go, like whoosh. These guys are all asleep. 20 li east of Kokyo-chin, past the Zhao-chin frontline border. Moten! This is pretty bad. Damn it, so it was true? There weren't any signs of a city there last year. It's not that it's big, but it's still not going to fall to anything less than an army. I heard about Riboku's fortification plans, but I never imagined it would be to this degree. Even if it's premature, we really need to start moving out from Kokyo so we can interfere with Zhao's plans. Otherwise, the whole of Western Zhao is going to end up in a stalemate, Sensei. They noticed us, but there's not that many of them. No problem, we can take them on easy. That'll just lead to needless casualties on our part. We came too far out on our own. Let's head back to Kokyo. Moten-sama, a messenger? This far out? It's from Kanyo. A top priority message from the chief. From Sensei? The Gakuka unit is to remain in position at Kokyo, but Moten-sama is to hurry back to Kanyo immediately. He's to head back by himself? Wei-Chen front lines, Ho Plains. Ohun! These Wei bastards are approaching as usual. Maybe it's about time we went to them instead. It's been ages. Don't be rash, Kokuken. Sir, top priority message. Yo, what the heck's going on? Ohun-sama, orders from the chief for you to return to Kanyo as soon as possible. Why are they're summoning Ohun, Moten, and Shin gonna have to go back too? Shin and Haishin are returning units. Yeah, then here we go. They're gonna call for Shin as well. They've learned how to move together as one now. Ta-da! Then there's too much of a gap individually. They're rolling right over us. What's the matter, senpais? Why don't you stop us? You can. Yeah, my boy Shin just one-shotted him, bro. He don't play. He doesn't play. Captain, message from the chief. He wants you and Cardio 10. Specifically, him and Cardio 10 to head over to Kanyo tomorrow. Yo, the meeting of legend, man. The supernovas. This is Kid Law and freaking Luffy, man. Oh, and Moten, you guys got the call too? So it would seem Ohun is not even, nothing, man. Moten's smiling though, but he's serious. But what would be important enough to summon the two of you all the way from the front lines? I see you've all arrived. Oh, I see that Shohei-kun shaved off his little beard he's growing here. There are matters we need to discuss. Come. I have a bad feeling about this. Right, come on, you three, let's go. Don't act in charge when you're the lowest here. Who are you calling the lowest, huh? Dang, man, this is where I'm supposed to stop. It's 496. Yeah. Flagness. I'm reading one more. One more. Let's do it. It's great. I know I was supposed to stop at 496. I apologize, Quinn, but here we go, man. 497. What? Yo, they're shook. We're attacking Gyou? They're the ones doing it! They're the ones attacking! The unveiled plan from gathering knowledge and will. Chapter 497, intention behind the gathering. Gyou? Yo, are they gonna be together, bro? Moten, Ohan, and Shin are gonna be taking on Gyou? No way! All three of the squads together? Wait, where's that? I figured you'd say that. The city of Gyou would be this right here. Isn't that Kantan, a city above? Yeah, Kantan is Zhao's capital. Bit close, aren't they? Probably around 2 days of marching. Attack Gyou, huh? What do you mean by this, Moki? Something like attacking Gyou right off the bat is simply outrageous. Yo, Moten is thinking. Ohan is lost in thought. What do you think, brother? Yeah, it's completely insane, but also pretty interesting. Yeah, completely insane, but very interesting. What do you mean by that? I mean, honestly, most of our options for an invasion of Western Zhao have already been blocked off by this point. What are you saying, Moten? Didn't we just spend all that effort to take Kokyo last year? That's right, hasn't Kokyo been built up to become the key linchpin for the Western Zhao campaign? Except Riboku's fortifications have been even faster and more formidable. But it would seem that while I was worrying about that during my post at Kokyo, Sensei had already turned his attention toward thinking of a way out of this messy situation. Sensei really is something else. Leaving aside whether or not taking down Gyou is actually possible, to use the entire Western campaign as a feint to pounce upon Gyou and immediately go for Kantan's throat is something even Riboku would be hard-pressed to predict. Facts. Leaving aside, the question of whether or not it's possible is the most important question of all. Freaking Ohan, man. He's direct, he's straight to the point. Glass half empty as usual, Ohan. Of course! Not only is Gyou the second largest city after Kantan, it's also close to the military cities around the capital. No matter how you're looking at it, attacking Gyou is nothing more than a suicide mission. He's right. I assure you, we have no intention of simply sending you off to your deaths. Regarding that, you must trust us in our judgment after all the planning and simulations we have done. Really now. In that case, assuming we are to draw Zhao's attention westward, then successfully reaching Gyou, we will then inevitably have our supply lines cut off along with our path of retreat. All while being faced with enemies on all sides from Gyou and the various armies from Kantan, Atsuyo, and Ryoyo. You're telling me you have a plan to deal with that as the worst possible scenario, do you? I'd prefer if you didn't bully my little brother too much, Ohan. To me, it feels like the whole reason you had Moten and I recalled here was because you lack confidence in your plan. I'm here too. Shin's like, you're just gonna leave me out, bro? The reason why the three of you were summoned here was not because of lack of faith in the strategy, but because your three units will play an important role in what is to come. Yo, man, the way that they would work together, though, bro. As I'm sure you know, Gyou is located within the Zhao capital of Kantan's defense zone. As to the question of how Zhao's defenses will react to an invasion of Gyou, we've naturally conducted numerous simulations and devised a number of counters. But our enemy is Riboku. It's a given to assume that he possesses some hidden assets apart from the forces we observe now. In other words, something outside our expectations is certainly to occur on the field. Hence, what will prove to be crucial is the ability to make appropriate judgment calls on the spot. That is extremely important. To that end, the three of you and your respective units have been given the status of being independent mobile strike forces since your early days, all in the effort of nurturing that ability. However, if you were able to abuse your rights to act freely without being aware of the overall meaning behind our strategy, you are bound to commit some fatal error instead, which is why you gather the three of us here to drill the plan into our heads. Though you three may only be 5,000 man commanders for now, to be blunt, we expect greater things out of you than the other generals. Shogun-kun. Yo, that's quite a statement. But do not think of these as expectations to be fulfilled, but absolute requirements that must be met. Because if you are not able to live up to your tasks, then this attack on Gyou, without any shred of a doubt, and an abject failure. It's all on them, man. It's all on them. Before we delve into the strategy in depth, I'd like to add something myself. Say, my boy. You just see how they show the sign of respect, and Shin's like, oh yeah, I gotta respect this guy. And he has to do it too. No need to kneel. I'd like you to listen while we'll stand on equal terms. This attack on Gyou will be a battle unprecedented in not only its importance, but also with respect to how harsh and brutal the fighting will be. But even so, it is nothing more than one of the many difficult trials that will stand in the way of our path to unification. The three of you and your strength will be required further down the path as well. Do you understand me? The three of you must make your names roar throughout the lands in this battle and elevate yourselves to generals. Yo, can you imagine that, bro? After this battle, the three of them become generals? Yo! They'll become legends, bro. They'll become known as the guys that did it. They'll become known as the guys that, because of them, they managed to finally take out Gyou. They'll be legends. No matter what happens, you must not die here. Your words honor us. Nothing for you to worry about, say? He just grabs the both of them. The three of us are gonna kick their asses so hard they won't know what hit them. Gotta love Shin, man. I'll leave it in your hands, Shin. Don't touch me. Oh, hun, you little. Seriously, I'm gonna... It's true that the units led by these three are more important than your average force, but the big question is still who will be the supreme commander who will oversee the entirety of the Gyou invasion. For a battle of this difficulty, exactly who have you chosen for this task, Sensei? That is true. Who's gonna be overseeing these three guys? The supreme commander will be... Another cliffhanger. I want to know. I want to know who is going to be the one to rule the Supreme Commander. I was asked to do a single to 498 and 499, but what do I do? Yo, man, these three going out there, bro. Going directly in like somewhere into Gyou, man. Moten's forces, Shin's forces, and Owen's forces. They all come together. They just start going in. Will Ten be the overseer? No. Ooh. Oh, freaking hell, man.